Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Spartan Crew Gaming, and today we are talking about one reason Elder Scrolls 6 will fail and 3 reasons why it will succeed. Without further ado, let's jump into the episode. So guys, Elder Scrolls 6 is a highly anticipated game, a game that we have been waiting for nearly a decade, and by the time it comes out, probably so. So, what's going to be the problem and the thing that might bring this game down or really hurt it in that year of its release? Well, I think what's going to hurt this game is its hype. The hype factor for this game, the anticipation, is through the roof. People have been wanting this game to be revealed like at every E3 for the last 3 or 4 years, because generally Bethesda works on games, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and there's like a 5 to 10 year gap, a 5 to 6 year gap between those games, but this time we're getting like a 10-year gap, and they're making 2 new IPs, which are going to come out. One of those is going to come out before Elder Scrolls, and then maybe the other one after, I can't remember, but they're working on some other games, and, people are really starting to get impatient because they really want Elder Scrolls 6, but the fact is Skyrim is still selling copies. They have Skyrim VR, they had Skyrim Special Edition, they have Skyrim on Switch, who knows where it's going to go next. They're still making a lot of money off of Skyrim. But the fact is Elder Scrolls is in development, or is at least starting, according to the, the developers themselves. Like, we're definitely thinking about the game, and they're probably, I'm sure they've started on it by now. But, we have been waiting a very long time for Elder Scrolls 6, and the fact is, if the game doesn't meet our expectations, we're going to be upset. Or even if it's an amazing game, I think we've put so much hype into it because we have been waiting so long that it might not reach the expectations, even if it's an amazing game. So that's the only thing I think is going to hurt Elder Scrolls. Of course, unless the game is horrible when it releases, then that will, obviously hurt the game. But nonetheless, let's jump into the positives. 3 things that are going to make this game great. So the thing that we all dread is this long development cycle, but the thing that's going to make this game great is that long development cycle. They said in a lot of interviews, I think it was Todd Howard, who said, we have ideas, and people are like, whoa, do you even have the technology for that yet? And they said, not yet, but we're getting there. Basically, what he's saying is this game is going to be next level. I'm expecting the new game to be on a brand new engine, and the technology they want to implement into it, I'm sure, is going to be amazing. They also said they want to work on their NPC interaction, because they feel like they build amazing worlds and everything, and those things are great, but they need to build better character interaction, and I could not agree more. I think they could take a book maybe from not from the Elder Scrolls, but from Shadow of War, where, the orcs remember you. There's very strong character development with those NPCs, which is really good. I think they could definitely do something similar to that in this game, where the characters really remember you, and the story is really strong. Personally, I like the idea of a voiced character, kind of like we had in Fallout, but I also like the silent characters as well, but that's kind of oblivious. Nonetheless, I really think that this long development cycle is going to push this game to the next level. I think it's going to be a huge graphical improvement. I think the next game is going to be so dang beautiful that it's going to be quite a feat to run the game. I think it's going to be amazing, and I think the game will have some awesome mechanics, and I'm really looking forward to the mechanics just as much as I am towards the visuals that the next game will have. But this game that's coming, guys, when it gets to us, probably around 2020, 2022, who knows, it's going to be amazing. It's going to have some beautiful graphics. So point number 2 is this: Elder Scrolls 6 has an amazing team making the game. Fallout 4 was a good game, even despite, some of its misgivings, and Skyrim is an amazing game that I just can't stop playing, and there is a lot of talent in those studios. Plus, the studios have gotten bigger and bigger over these last few years, and I really believe that Elder Scrolls 6 will have so much talent behind it that, it's going to be something amazing, because again, with that extended development cycle and the talent that Bethesda has in their studios, over the years, I think the game is well on its way to be something legendary. Also, the games in the Elder Scrolls, and even just Bethesda games in general, have a lot of mod support. People love modding Elder Scrolls games, and Fallout as well, and I believe that the mod community is going to keep Elder Scrolls 6 alive just as long as they have kept Skyrim alive. And of course, I do believe that mod support should be coming to Elder Scrolls 6. I don't see why it wouldn't. They have mod support for all the other games, and I think it will be a huge factor into the success of Elder Scrolls 6. So quite frankly, if we can continually mod Skyrim even today with a new special edition and adding new EMBs and all kinds of cool stuff and just stuff that makes the game better, then, it's going to be crazy to see what we can do with Elder Scrolls 6. And now this brings me to our 3rd point, which kind of ties into the first point. So the last point kind of ties into the first point, and this game is highly anticipated, guys, and that's going to be a huge factor to the success of Elder Scrolls 6. The fact is we have all been waiting for this game for a very, very long time, and we want to play it. We want to get our hands on it, and that is going to be a huge selling factor. Also, it's just going to be building a lot of good energy around the game. Of course, it could build almost too much good energy where it hurts the game in the end, like we talked about at the beginning, but really, there's so much hype for this game. There's so much love for Elder Scrolls that this game is going to have a very, very loyal fan base. And the only way that Bethesda is going to mess that up is if they try to monetize it in a way that they should not be monetizing single-player games, kind of like they did with the Concreation Club and such. So really, I think this game has a lot going for it. It has mass anticipation, which can be really good and bad, and it has extremely talented team, and we also know that the developers and the studio directors, Todd Howard and Pete Hines and everything, they really want this game to be amazing. They're waiting for the right technology. They are really just trying to give us the best game, and I believe that they have some really cool stuff in the works for us, whether it takes another 5 years, which, I mean, according to what they said, if they aren't lying, that's what it looks like, guys, and that's kind of sad because I'll be much older then, and still, I'm going to, be so excited when the game comes out, though, but nonetheless, tell me what you think. What things do you think are really going to be standing against Elder Scrolls 6? I really do believe the overhype is really the only thing, and the fact that, what if they just screw it up and the game's not good? But generally, I like Bethesda games, and I cannot wait to see what Elder Scrolls 6 brings us, what kind of game it will be, and what new things they're going to integrate. I just want to see some really new stuff from them, some really interesting stuff with NPCs, and maybe even character dialogue and choice. I'd love to see some choice stuff. I do love and hate choice in games, but nonetheless, I really cannot wait for Elder Scrolls 6, guys. It is a game that I've been anticipating, and yeah, tell me if you agree with my points. I think this game has a lot going for it, and I think it has a little bit going against it just because of its development cycle being so long and the hype that we are all building around it. Nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for watching. You're an amazing crowd, and I love making these videos for you, and I cannot wait to continually cover games. Of course, when Elder Scrolls comes out, and they announce the 6th game in the series, I will be covering it, religiously probably. So nonetheless, guys, thank you so much again for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Push that notification bell. It helps a bunch, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode of Spartan Crew Gaming. See you guys later. Thank you so much. This is your friend, your host, and your commentator, Spartan Crew Gaming, signing off. See you in the next episode.